Alrighty, Fowl folks, welcome back to another one of our group calls from inside the Fowl school community. So today we're going to be talking about scaling, which is a subject that we covered once in the past. I did do some revisions to this presentation, as I have been doing with all the ones that we've repeated. So there's going to be a couple of templates in there for you to use, some additional information that I threw here and there. And I think it'll be really useful for you guys who are trying to, take yourselves to the next level in terms of your GMV and stuff like that. So we're gonna have that all packed into the presentation, and yeah, you know what? Let's just get right into it. But we're gonna talk about all of these right here. So I forgot to get rid of honing your skills. That it was not supposed to be in here. That's part of something else. Anyways, ignore that last one. We're gonna do recreation. We're gonna cover that. We'll cover sample flow, brand relationships, and whitelisting. So that's what it's going to be about today in terms of scaling. This is mostly for people who have got some GMV behind them already, but it's still important to remember for down the line if you're a newbie or a beginner. So this applies to everybody recreating viral videos. Anytime, and I meant to put a picture in here. I had a picture from one of the last things. I totally forgot to throw it in here. But if you were to go to like if you were to go to my most viewed videos, you're going to find that a lot of those are all in the same products. And that's because I took what worked and I reapplied it and made more videos. And a lot of times you go to anybody's like most viral videos on their page, that's what you're going to see is the same product multiple times, very similar video style. So once you get a video to start popping off 40,000, 100,000, a million views, whatever it is, and it's got potential, you need to start recreating those viral videos. So you're going to take what's worked and you're going to replicate it as soon as you possible because you want to squeeze all the money out of that freaking thing that you possibly can, all the money out of that style. So overall structure, you're going to want to imitate that. Obviously, if you're not breaking into 100,000 views yet, then you want to make small tweaks to that structure and see what it is that's going to tweak to really make that video take off, right? If you tweak something and it fails, swap it back and go tweak something else, kind of idea of looking at it there. You want to make sure your tonality is matched. Make sure your tonality is the same, right? You could tweak it if you think it'll improve or maybe it'll turn people off. You see the results from that. That's all part of testing. But once you get that video to hit, 500,000 views, something like that, over 100K up to 500,000, just keep recreating it because the potential is there, okay? Type of content, you're going to want to mimic that too. Is it B-roll? Is it skit? Is it FaceTime? Roll with it, right? Just keep doing it over and over again until it dies. Now, with other people's viral content, like you can absolutely do this as well. If a product is newer, and let's just use the new product for the example first. So let's say that it's a new product and there's one viral video on it. Something they did worked, right? And so you want to piece apart their video, figure out what it was that worked, and add your own twist to it and see if you can get it to go viral as well. Obviously, we don't want to copy word for word and picture for picture people's videos, right? But we do want to replicate it. So add your own twist. Use the hook or some variation of the hook, whether that's the visual, auditory, or the text hook, right? Or all three. Use your own personalized CTA. I think that CTAs are very much to the individual. You got to think about what would I say to my buddy if I was trying to sell him on something? What would I say to him? How would I casually bring it up, right? That's what we want in our call to action at the end of the video. Keep it personalized to you. Get the product, right? Explore a different angle or apply structure to a different product. So what I mean by this is if it's super saturated and there's a lot of viral videos on that product already, maybe a new angle hasn't been explored. Maybe you would use that product in a way that you've never seen somebody make a video on or make content on, right? So what you want to do is take that angle, apply it to the product, use the structure that people use, but then add your own twist with your own angle into the video. Or, I mean, you could take that, the structure and apply it to a new product too. If let's say you have a pillow, right, from a certain company and somebody's structure went super viral with that pillow. And now a new company comes out with a pillow that's better, right? But nobody's touched it yet. Take that structure, apply it to the new product, okay? Because it will most likely work if the product is pretty much the same, right? They're both pillows, so it should work, right? And that's where you can get your inspiration for, trying to get a video to take off sooner than later. Make sure you're studying those videos to see what made it actually go viral. Okay. Let me take a sip of water, man. Damn. Pretty sad that I'm already out of breath. Okay, sample flow. This is really important for just getting on top of your task management and making sure that it's all under control and it doesn't get into sample hell, which I kind of stole this picture from somebody. I'm not going to lie. I just literally just searched sample hell. But this is a pretty good pick right here, right? Like this is a good depiction. You don't want to get stuck in sample hell. It's going to bog you down. It's going to take away energy from went live today, took a lot of energy. Yeah, lives do take a lot of energy. Um, but we want to avoid it because you know if you have too many products it becomes hard to manage and hard to actually take time on each product. So if you manage your samples, keep it to like a max number of products to focus on every week or at a time. Maybe you bounce around 5 to 10 products at a time and you add one in here and there when you're ready to drop one, something like that. And only request yourself a certain number per week, right? So you'll have some coming in for rotation but not too many to where you get like completely drowned, to where you're completely drowning in samples. Excuse me. Make sure you put time into each one too, because we want to see multiple videos and multiple styles explored with each product because some products are going to go viral from B-roll, some are going to go viral more in skits, some are going to go viral more in very simple videos that are just sound based where you have a viral sound. It all depends, right? And it depends on what you're good at as well. If you're better at one or two video styles, really test those styles with the product. Okay. If you have different angles, different ideas, different camera shots, depending on how eye catchy the product is, you need to be testing each one individually and putting the time into it to see what's going to work. And when it's not working, you move on, right? You decide how long. But if you make 20 videos and they're all different and nothing seems to take, probably give up on the product, right? So it's up to you to like kind of create that number in your head or figure out what works best for you. But everybody has some sort of a system for that. So you need to develop one. The goal here, what we want to do, like I try to explain it in a way where these things you should be treating your videos like stocks, right? You want to invest time into these products and have multiple videos for each product that generally gets you sales over time. I know that that's harder to do now because a lot of what's performing is ad spend. But if you can create a video that all seasons of the year is going to deliver sales, then every single year, that company, no matter whether they're getting a good influx of new videos or not, if yours is working and they like you and you have some sort of relationship with them, then likely what's going to happen is they're just going to keep putting ads behind those videos over time. And that's going to be like a stock, like it's paying dividends over time. It's just going to keep bringing in money when things are still slow. And if you can replicate those videos and put your own twist and do videos when they put really good sales out that are similar and can get more sales, then you're going to have like that safety net of products that you can return to for when things get really, really slow in the dead in like the dead seasons. So that's what we're kind of going for with like our rotation. Now, this is, in my opinion, like one of the most important things now is brand relationships. It seems like there's so many affiliates out there, and there's so few who are doing it very, very well that the opportunity to get a brand deal with just about any brand, depending on where you are with GMV, is not only extremely beneficial, but it's extremely powerful in terms of like if you can land a brand relationship. Dang, I spelled that wrong. You're gonna have like you're gonna get benefits that nobody else is getting, and they're gonna take good care of you if you take good care of them. So in the beginning, this is not like you want to avoid this right here. So if you're early in the game, right, and you don't have a lot of GMV yet, do not reach out and try to do like retainer deals with like a lot of people go join agencies and they'll get put onto these really horrible products and they'll get like $300 for the month in retainer deal, but they got to put out a video a day. That is not worth your time, right? We don't want to put our time into products that are super saturated that suck for $300 a month. And then you got to spend time every single day making videos for that company. No, we don't want that. So don't be taking your low retainer deals in the beginning. Okay. You should just avoid the retainers and focus on getting better. And then don't negotiate too early either. You need to start proving yourself first. So you need to have some sort of GMV and prove that you can make sales. So that way, once you want to reach out to a company, you can negotiate commissions, like higher commission rates, and maybe even negotiate retainers. Like, hey, I've done 100K in GMV for you for the past 3 months. Like, I'd really like to negotiate, like, talk about a retainer, like making videos for you every month in exchange for money, right? or I'd really like to get a higher commission rate, or I'm a live streamer and I want to do giveaways, right? That's how you develop these things is you create a relationship with the brand first, but you have to prove yourself to them first. And if you could prove that you can move product better than anybody else, you have a huge advantage when you're negotiating. So, for example, right now, I should have put the picture up, but Lush, I put a picture up here, by the way. I'll get into that in a second. I just put collab invites up here because when you're really early in the game, you can go into your collab invites and look for flat fee based deals where they'll pay you like $100 for 3 high quality videos. And you can look for, like other like brands in here that want to work with you already because right? Like they're reaching out to you with these invites. This is how you can get in touch with some brands early in the game. So I put that there. I forgot to mention it here, but for example, when it comes to like moving product better than anybody else, somebody like Lush, right? He's at the top of the food chain in this whole thing. He does $1 million a month in sales. He has dibs over everybody, like literally over everybody, because he does so much money every single month in commissions, right? So him and the other people who are partnered up with Shark and got invited out to their events and stuff like that, they receive all the new products before anybody else. They have the opportunity to make content on them before everybody else even knows the product is coming to shop. And then when it drops, they're the only ones that get to actually earn commission from the product. So I could buy the newest carpet cleaner from Shark right now, for example, but I'm not eligible for commission. I have to get permission from them first. And the only way you get that is having a relationship with them. And so that's the edge that having brand relationships is playing today. But you have to prove yourself first. So don't think you could just walk into those deals. You have to earn that first. Okay. Um, so right here, just talked about proving yourself, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, like so later on, exclusive lives, rewards, restock info. This is big. I have companies that I sell out for every single year at times of the year, and they let me know if they're going to restock or not, so I can start like batching content. Getting first dibs on products. We just talked about that. Usage rights and meta listing is what we're about to get into in a little bit here. But like that comes later on once your videos are performing well on TikTok and they want to move them off platform and you want to get paid for that. So by the way, all the questions that are going in chat, I know you're brand new, David, but all that stuff I answer at the end. So I'll read through your messages at the end. I want to focus on the presentation because this is going to get posted on YouTube. So, excuse me. So here I have an example template. I just pulled this up the other night. I'm not going to lie to you. I chat GPT'd it, but I did make some tweaks to it to make it sound a little bit more personable because chat GPT is known for pumping out robot answers, obviously. So this is a little template you can use. I'm going to post this one and another template in the community at some point, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But right here, so for example, this is what you would reach out like to a brand with an email. You'd say, "Hi, Shark Team. My name is Nate. I'm a TikTok affiliate with 2 million in GMV and have been doing this for 3 years," something along those lines. "I've been a fan of your brand because, I really like vacuums and, I like cleaning and I think I can make really great videos that resonate well with my audience, or I'm in the home niche," right? Something like that. "I'd love to explore a partnership where I can create content for you every month on featured products, maybe get access to new ones." I don't know. You could throw whatever you want in here to make it personal, but we want to keep it simple. My goal is to, produce, this kind of sounds salesy, this part here, not salesy, but to like, my goal is to produce natural, engaging videos and help build brand awareness. You could probably make that sound a little bit better. But if you're interested, I'd like to send over some of my samples or some of my content metrics and discuss a partnership, blah, blah, blah. Keep it simple, right? Check out my handle if you want to look at my content. Looking forward to hearing from you. Plug your information. Okay. So very simple, straightforward. And then you can use this, like I said, as an email to reach out to brands. And here's a couple of tips, and I'm going to share with you another template after this. So here's a tip right here for cold emails. Personalize each one, right? Mention something specific about the brand that you really like, or something that, impressed you, or I don't know, a reason that you would want to work with them. So it doesn't feel so copied and pasted, right? You want to make it feel a little bit more. It's funny that this is trending now because this is like my favorite word. It's always has been, nonchalant, but you kind of want to make it feel sort of nonchalant. Like you don't want to waste their time and you want to make it personable. Keep it under 200 words. This is really important. Keep it short and sweet if you can. Like the shorter, the better. It is the same as like goes for TikTok videos, right? The shorter and sweeter, the better. That's what we're looking for here. Include your TikTok link. That's why I put it at the bottom there. Don't ask for a specific dollar amount in the first email. This is big. You don't want to be coming out the gate swinging with like amounts of money. You want to like offer up, hey, let's talk, right? Because then you want to negotiate if you're in the position to negotiate. If you don't have a lot of GMV, it's going to be harder for you to negotiate numbers. And then follow up after 5 to 7 days if you don't hear back, because a lot of the deals come on the second email. A lot of the first emails just get missed, which is what leads me to this, which is the follow up template. So just make sure you follow up after 5 to 7 days. You can use this template right here. This will work perfectly okay. Wanted to follow up with my previous email. Still, I like this little line about it got buried in your inbox. That's like relatable for the person reading it. Still like to explore some sort of partnership with you. I think I have a lot to provide and bring to the brand. Be happy to send you over whatever you need to view my content. Blah, blah, blah. Looking forward to hearing from you. Very simple, straightforward. Like I said, I'll be posting these in the community pretty soon here. What's up, David? Okay, so whitelisting is definitely later in the game, right? Like this is later in the game stuff. After you've really started to prove yourself and now you can carry over your skills to other platforms. So this is not going to be right off the rip by any means for a lot of you. But I think once you probably start to reach like, I don't know, a few 100,000 in GMV, 500,000 GMV. I know it sounds like a lot, but you can get there very, very quickly if you really start to take it seriously and know what you're doing. And you could start whitelisting. You could probably even do it earlier than that on things like Tribe. But you're going to have to, prove yourself on Tribe. They're going to want to see your content, stuff like that. So that's other opportunities. But this goes hand in hand with brand relationships, man, because even if you're newer and you can develop brand relationships with maybe brands that don't have a super big ad budget, but they're still willing to whitelist your content for you. Just know that if it goes on like Meta or Facebook, you're going to need a Facebook account to do that because they're going to run those ads through your account. But if you're already in with the brand and you're providing for them, like there's a good chance that they'll be like, hey, we want to whitelist your content. I had a couple brands reach out to me about that. I didn't even reach out to them. They reached out to me and they're like, we want to whitelist your content on Meta. Can you, sign up through this or whatever, make sure everything's good to go. And we could start posting on there. This is big when you're already in with brands because then the process is like automatic, right? Like they're just like, hey, let's by default, we want to post this there. Sometimes they'll buy rights to your videos. I had a company reach out to me last year and asked me to buy rights to my video. They never followed through on it because the guy that I was in touch with there left. But like those opportunities are there too. And I could definitely see where, like, I don't know if you noticed this, but like even watching TV these days, sometimes you'll see TV commercials and they will literally have shop videos clipped into their commercial. And like those people are getting paid for that every time it shows, right? So that's the potential. You literally have a chance to get your ads on TV. So just think about that and the money that could be coming in if you have relationships with brands and they could set you up good like that. So just something to consider. A couple of tips to wrap up the presentation. Obviously, keep in touch with the brands you work with. Don't work with too many. This is like a big mistake. Like managing emails can become a whole nother job on its own. So unless you're ready to hire somebody to do all that for you, or you have a spouse that is maybe doing this with you and can manage your collabs on the back end with the sellers and stuff and manage emails, you want to keep it kind of limited. You want to have really good relationships with a few really good brands, and you want to be able to like work well on their products, right? Like that's the big thing. Like if you're in, I don't know, let's say you're in the shoe niche, maybe you have a relationship with Hey Dude, you have a relationship with, I don't know, there's a barefoot shoe company called Saguaro. Maybe you have a relationship with like a boot company like Timberlands, right? And maybe you go up to like 5, maybe to 10 companies. I don't know. Don't let this get too out of hand. If it becomes unmanageable, cut down. That's all going to depend on the individual too, right? Like that's up to you how much you can manage. Being in a niche can help, right? So a good example of that is Mikey. Obviously, everybody knows Mikey. He has his account with his wife, and then he has his account with the dog, where he specializes in the pet products with his dog. So, like having an account or at least one account in some sort of a niche can benefit you because you could work with like the pet products, the pet companies inside that niche, and you know pretty much exactly what products you're gonna be working on, right? just pet products. It's not going to be broad, so it'll be nice and concise and easy to manage. Um, Daily scroll for viral content. I like to put this in a lot of these presentations. Every day, you should be scrolling 15 to 30 minutes consuming. Even though we want to produce, one of the best ways to start producing good content is consuming good content and understanding what's working. So, even if it's not shop content, like today, I was scrolling YouTube and I scrolled two viral videos that I'm going to be stealing the hooks from and using in my shop content because it applies. Like the immediately I thought this would be great for this product, I'm going to set that aside for that and I'm going to do a video on that with that hook. Completely unrelated video on YouTube, had nothing to do with the product, but I think it's got potential, so I'm going to try it out. So you need to be scrolling every day, studying videos. Make note of seasonal products. This one's big. I have a few seasonal bangers that sell out for me pretty much every single year. And like if you look at my viral content, it proves itself. I have probably 4 or 5 videos over 1 million views with a single product. And that's the majority of my cash flow during Q4 because for the last 2 years, it's performed both years extremely well. So make sure you're making a note of seasonal products that worked well for you and when, or worked well for somebody else and when. Right now, there's some Christmas products blowing up and there's some like Halloween decorations blowing up. You could bet your butt people are going to forget about that in the next month or so. The number of creators is going to dip, right? So you want to be ready with those products when the season begins. You want to be early because there's going to be a gap here, probably about a month or so, where that stuff goes completely obsolete and then all of a sudden it picks up again. So make notes of stuff like that. And if you're new, offer a set. Like this is just a little tip for if you're really new and you want to reach out to a brand. You can offer like, hey, I'll do 5 videos for you. I can't guarantee they're going to be super high quality because I'm still learning, but I would love to offer like 5 videos in exchange for this product, right? And depending on the price of the product, you might have to adjust that number. But if they're open to working you with that, that could be the start to a brand relationship. So it's just an idea, especially if you're newer and you're trying to get your hands on like some $20, $30 products and you don't have free samples coming in yet, you can't like request them. This is like a really great way to try to get some samples without having to pay for them if you don't have the money out of pocket. Alrighty, folks, that wraps up the presentation. So hopefully that was useful for you. Hopefully you got some value out of it, something that you could put to good use and kind of improve in your affiliate videos. If you're brand new here on the YouTube channel and you've never heard of the Fowl School community, feel free to join it. It's completely free. There's going to be a link in the bio on this page and then the description of this video. But we're teaching TikTok Shop in there for free. We keep everything like 100% free aside from like, you know, the extra programs that you can, you know, apps and stuff that you can sign up with through us and get a discount. Like, you know, everything is, the education is free, everything. So if you want to join up and learn more about Shop, maybe it's the first you've heard of it, you want to take that first step, feel free to join, give it a look at least. And, you know, we're building a company in there alongside this that eventually you as the affiliate will be able to promote. Like you'll be able to promote the product that we're building. And everybody's voting on decisions. We're all voting, like everybody gets to vote on the colors. They voted on the logo, you know, voted on the first scent. Like it's really awesome. It's a deodorant. So if you're interested, you know, feel free to join and hope to see you in there. Everybody take care. Have yourself a good night and I'll see you in the next one. Later.